Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Great to be back with you all. So in just a couple of days time we'll be celebrating the beautiful Jewish festival of Pesach, Passover. One of my children made this in kindergarten. So it's an amazing 7-day festival. We're commanded by the Bible that we cannot eat any leavened products, none of the 5 grains, nothing that's leavened. We cannot own it in our house, we cannot eat it. And this is to commemorate when the Jewish people left Egypt. We were being chased by the Egyptians. We did not have time for our bread to rise, and that's what resulted in today what we eat, Matzah, okay, the flat bread. So we need to do a lot of things in preparation. We need to clean our house of all chametz, of all the leavened products, and we need to change over our kitchen. It can be quite stressful, but we need to remember why we're doing this, the meaning behind it, and I try not to get too stressed about it. Come along with me today. We're going to make some easy, delicious, Pesach-friendly recipes. Let me know what you think in the comments. So we're going to start off with this delicious fish potato recipe, and I added some veggies to it. Very simple, very easy, and very Pesach friendly. So we're going to start off with our potatoes. Okay, today I'm using red potatoes, but really use any one of your preference. You're going to want to make sure that they cook really well. And so we're going to cut them into thin slices, as thin as possible, because as I said, we want them to be nice and soft. So we've got our buttered pan, oven friendly of course, and we're going to do a nice layer on the bottom of these lovely thin slices of potato. Once we've got that layer in, we're going to go in with our fish. I'm using Amnon, a white fish here that we get in here in Israel, and I've got it without the skin. I prefer it without the skin. It kind of gets soggy if I leave the skin on. So we've got some nice layers of fish there. Make sure it's all covered. Be quite generous. This will feed about 4 adults plus leftover, so more like 7 adults, something like that. It's quite a lot of food. We're going to do another layer of potatoes. Alright, so covering the top here, nice even layer, because again we want everything to cook evenly. And once you've got everything covered with those delicious potatoes, we're going to start with our cream. Here we've got our shamenet lebishul, our cooking cream. We're getting that in there, and it's going to cover everything. Now I was a tiny bit short, so I added some milk. That's also all right, but you do want to use a cream that's going to be thicker than the milk consistency. Now I'm going to season really, really generously. Of course, we know potatoes absorb a lot of spice, a lot of salt, so do be generous with your seasoning. I'm using here potato seasoning, mixed herbs, as well as fish seasoning. Do whatever you want, of course, whatever you decide what spices to buy for Pesach. And there we go, in the oven on 180 Celsius for just over an hour. We've got our delicious fish and potato bake. Perfect for those Chol Hamoed evenings or even for lunch. A delicious Pesach meal. Do it with some veggies on the side, and there you go. You've got a hearty meal, and you won't even feel like it's Pesach. This is delicious all year round. Next, we're going to go with my amazing Peri-Peri chili sauce. All right, this, of course, is always good. Going to start with my vegetables. I've got olive oil, chili peppers, regular bell pepper, putting in a tiny bit of vinegar. Our garlic, I'm always generous with the garlic, some salt, paprika, and we're going to cook down all these veggies. Now this chili sauce could be a side for your food. I've also got onions going in. This could also be a marinade for fish, for meat, for chicken. It's absolutely delicious, and I love it and all those things. It can be as spicy as your chili peppers are. These green chilies were not particularly spicy, so they were also good for the kids. Nobody complained, but of course if you want it spicy, you're going to need to use some spicy chili peppers. Once it's cooked for about an hour or 2, we're going to use an immersion blender to get that all blended up together into a nice sauce. And don't worry, we're still going to strain it for any lumpy bits. But there we go, we've blended it as much as we can. Now things are going to go here into the strainer, into the colander, and we're going to let it go through. You can either wait for it to go through by itself, but what I'm going to do here, you know, time is money. Take a wooden spoon and gently get it through there. Any lumpy bits will stay in the colander, and then you've got a beautiful, smooth chili sauce. Add it to your meat, add it to your chicken, put it on the side. A great addition to any Pesach. No need to go looking for marinades at the shops. Next, we're going to do a very simple roast chicken and potato bake. This could be good for your Seder, for any of the meals really. I like to keep it simple. I know these aren't crazy fancy recipes, but I'm all about keeping it simple, easy, and absolutely delicious. So I'm getting those potatoes into nice chunk sizes. Again, we want the potatoes to be even, to cook evenly. You'll see an ongoing theme here of potatoes. Us Ashkenazi Jews, we eat a lot of potatoes during Pesach because the Ashkenazi tradition is to not have rice. So yes, we do eat a lot of potatoes during this time. So you will see that recurring in lots of the recipes. I'm going to season well with salt. Never be shy to season your food. All right, so once we've got that salted up, I'm going to go in with a chili, sweet chili and garlic sauce. Make sure everything's covered nicely. I'm going to divide this between the two pans. And then I'm going to use my best kitchen tool, my hands, in order to spread it around. Make sure the chicken's covered. Make sure those potatoes are covered evenly. I'm going to preheat my oven to 180°C and get that baking for between an hour to an hour and a half to make sure the chicken is cooked and the potatoes are nice and soft. I'm also adding, as a last kind of thing to make extra flavor, a little bit of chili powder, a bit of curry powder, and there you go. Absolutely delicious. If it starts burning on the top, you can just put a tin foil on top. Highly recommended, delicious meal. Again, for Pesach it's great and all year round. Now for dessert, my kids loved this. We had a great time also making it together. Very simple: marshmallows, chocolate chips, vanilla sugar and matzah. This is a yummy dessert we've done for many years. I also got the idea from my mother-in-law. You could also add nuts to it, raisins, whatever your preferences are. I'm going to put the matzah in an IKEA bag, make sure that's nice and sealed up, and then you're going to let out all your frustrations. You're going to smash up this matzah into nice small pieces. Some people leave the pieces bigger. I made mine quite small, as you will see. Alright, so we're smashing up the matzah here, and it's going to be ready for our next step, which is the marshmallows. We're going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces. You can also look for mini marshmallows in the shops. I couldn't find any, so I'm simply chopping my marshmallows into small pieces. Not that big of a deal. It's all good. You also want to keep them separated so that they'll spread nicely in our mixture. Now we're going to get all of that matzah into the bowl. We're going to get our vanilla flavored sugar in, add more or less as your preferences are. We're going to go in with our marshmallows and mix that around nicely so it all incorporates together, that you get nice even pieces and it's well mixed. Our chocolate chips, you can melt any chocolate. This is part of this is dairy-free chocolate. I've melted it up. We're going to add that to our mixture. Okay, and give that a good mix. Make sure everything is well incorporated. You don't want any stray dry pieces of matzah. Make sure it's all mixed in there really, really well so that every piece of this treat that you're going to get is covered in all that goodness. Chocolate, marshmallow, and the matzah. I'm putting that on a cutting board, just a nice flat surface that you can spread things out on. Okay, I'm spreading that out. And this is going to go in the fridge or freezer until it is nice and hard and set. I put it in my fridge for about an hour and it was perfect. Just to top it off, I'm putting a little bit more vanilla flavored sugar. You can do that. That's optional. Whatever you want. If you want to be fancy, you can drizzle some white chocolate. Whatever you like to do. So as you see, I put that in my fridge to get nice and set. And now it's ready to be cut. I cut it into nice rectangles. And everybody loves it. It's a great dessert or a simple snack on Pesach. And it was really a hit, especially with my kids. I do hope that you all enjoyed these easy recipes. Let me know, what are you making? Are there any traditions that you do for Pesach? Let me know. I really would love to hear. I will also link my previous Pesach videos to give you some more ideas for Pesach food, Pesach recipes. Thank you, everybody, and happy Pesach! I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Let me know which recipes you liked best, and wishing everyone a happy, meaningful and stress-free Pesach. Remember, the dust is not chametz. Get the kids involved. Make sure it's a happy, stress-free Chag. Wishing everyone a Pesach kasher v'sameach.